They say in Africa, when a man digs a pit for another, he should first measure his own grave. Michael did not know this proverb. If he did, he would never have chosen a funeral as the place to destroy his wife. He thought Sarah would beg. He thought she would cry, fall to her knees, and cling to his legs like a helpless child. He wanted to see her broken, right there, among black clothes and silent tears, beside her father's coffin. What Michael did not know was that the same day he tried to bury Sarah, destiny was preparing to crown her. The cemetery was quiet, the kind of silence that presses against your chest. Only soft crying broke the air. Sarah stood near the coffin, one hand resting on her swollen belly, 7 months pregnant, dressed in black, her eyes red from a night without sleep. Inside her womb, the baby kicked gently as if whispering, "Mama, I am here." Her father, James Parker, lay in the wooden box before her. Yesterday, he was alive. Yesterday, he told her, "My daughter, you are strong." Today, he was gone. In African homes, a father is not just a man. He is the roof that shields you from storms, and Sarah's roof had collapsed. She turned to her husband. Michael stood 3 feet away, arms crossed, eyes glued to his phone, not mourning, not praying, not present. "Michael," she whispered, her voice trembling, "please hold my hand." Michael didn't answer. He walked away, laughing into his phone. At her father's funeral, the earth itself seemed to groan. When the pastor spoke of James Parker's kindness, Sarah cried quietly. People hugged her, careful of her belly. They said, "Be strong," but strength has limits. Then Michael returned, not with comfort, but with steel in his eyes. "We need to talk now, not after the burial, not after her final goodbye. Now." He led her behind a tree, away from the crowd, away from witnesses, away from mercy. And there, like a butcher delivering bad meat, Michael pulled out a brown envelope. "I want a divorce, just like that. No tears, no shame, no fear of God." Sarah felt the world tilt. "A divorce?" she whispered. "I'm carrying your child." Michael's eyes were cold. "I'm not even sure that baby is mine." Those words hit harder than any slap. In African tradition, to deny your seed is to curse your own blood. But Michael did not care. "You're boring," he continued. "You're emotional. You've gained weight. I deserve better." Sarah held her belly, crying. "I'm pregnant," she screamed. "This is what pregnancy does." "I don't love you anymore," Michael said calmly. "I haven't for a long time." He shoved the papers into her hands. "Sign." She refused. Michael laughed. The laugh of a man who thinks power is permanent. "You have nothing," he said. "No job, no money, no family. Your father is dead. You can't win." Then he walked away, left her crying in the dirt, left his unborn child without a second glance, left thinking he had won. But listen carefully, my friend. Victory shouted too early is often a lie. Days passed. Sarah sat in her father's quiet house, drowning in grief. The divorce papers lay untouched. Her cousin fed her. She cried into the night, promising her unborn child love enough for 2. Meanwhile, Michael drank expensive wine with another woman, Rachel, younger, louder, greedier. He lied about Sarah, plotted to deny his own child, planned to take everything, and fate listened. Then the phone rang. A stranger's voice spoke gently. "I was your father's lawyer." "Lawyer?" Sarah almost laughed. Her father, the quiet man, the simple man, the man Michael called average. "I need you to come to my office," the lawyer said. "There are important matters regarding your father's estate." Estache? Sarah's heart raced. When she entered that office of marble and glass, she did not know she was stepping into her true inheritance. She did not know her father had hidden a secret. She did not know silence had been his disguise. And she did not know that while Michael thought he buried her at a funeral, her rise was just beginning. Because in Africa, they say, when a man laughs at another's tears, the ancestors begin to write his lesson. Michael did not hear the drums at first. He woke each morning beside Rachel in silk sheets, believing he had escaped hardship. He drove fast cars, drank expensive wine, and spoke loudly about his future. In his mouth were big dreams, but under his feet the ground was already cracking. Rachel loved the money, not the man, and money, like rain, never falls forever. The first blow came quietly. One morning, Michael arrived at his office to find strangers sitting at his desk. His company had been sold overnight. His accounts were frozen. Partners who once greeted him with smiles now avoided his eyes. "Temporary issue," he told Rachel, but the ancestors were only warming up. Sarah's world was changing too, but in silence. She moved carefully, learning the weight of her father's legacy. Lawyers bowed their heads when she entered rooms. Bank managers stood when she spoke. Yet she remained humble, remembering the man who taught her that wealth without dignity is poverty. She used her first funds not for luxury, but for purpose. She reopened abandoned schools. She funded hospitals. She created jobs for women who had been discarded like she once was. In villages, they whispered her name. "The daughter of James Parker," they said. "The quiet man's seed has grown into a mighty tree." Michael's fall became public. Rachel left when the wine turned cheap and the phone stopped ringing. She packed her bags without goodbye. "You said you were rich," she said coldly. "I was," Michael replied. She laughed. And now he was alone. Bills stacked like curses. Lawsuits followed him like hyenas. The house he once bragged about was seized. His friends disappeared. And then came the court letter. Sarah was requesting full custody. Michael scoffed. "She has nothing," he said. But when he walked into the courtroom, the air changed. Sarah entered calmly, dressed simply, glowing with quiet power. Not dressed like a victim, dressed like a woman who had survived. Behind her stood the best lawyers money could buy. Michael's mouth went dry. The truth came out. DNA confirmed what the ancestors already knew. The child was his. His lies collapsed one by one. The judge listened. The room watched. And when judgment was spoken, Michael felt his knees weaken. Full custody to Sarah, no visitation until proven stable, heavy child support, and public humiliation. Outside the courtroom, Michael tried to speak. "Sarah, I didn't know." "I didn't mean." Sarah looked at him then, not with anger, not with hatred, with peace. "You buried me before I was dead," she said softly. "And you laughed." She placed a hand on her belly. But life listened to me instead. She turned and walked away. Months later, Sarah gave birth to a healthy baby boy. She named him James. In the village, drums finally beat again, because in Africa, when a woman rises after betrayal, she does not rise alone. She rises with ancestors at her back, a child in her arms, and a future no one can steal. Months passed after the courtroom defeat. The world that once opened its doors to him now shut its gates. His phone no longer rang with invitations. Friends crossed the street to avoid him. The man who once walked with pride now walked with his head down. He moved into a small rented room on the edge of the city, where the walls were thin and the nights were loud. No wine, no silk sheets, only silence and regret. At night, Michael dreamed of drums beating, not in celebration, but in warning. One afternoon, he saw her name on the news. Sarah Parker opens maternity hospital for poor women. Her face appeared on the screen. Calm, strong, smiling softly, holding her baby boy in her arms. The child looked just like him. Michael's chest tightened. That night, for the first time in his life, Michael cried, not the loud cry of grief, but the quiet cry of a man who knows he destroyed his own home. Driven by desperation, Michael did what African men fear most. He went back. He traveled to Sarah's father's house, the same house he once called worthless. The gate was new now. Guards stood tall. Flowers bloomed where weeds once grew. Michael's hands trembled as he asked to see her. Sarah came out holding her son. She did not smile. She did not frown. She listened. "I was blind," Michael said, falling to his knees. "I was foolish. Please, forgive me. I want to be a father. I want my family back." The guards looked away. Even the wind seemed to pause. In African culture, kneeling is powerful. It is the body admitting what the mouth denied. Sarah looked at him for a long moment. Then she spoke. "You want forgiveness," she said softly. "But forgiveness is not a bridge back to the past." She held her child closer. "You broke me when I was carrying life. You insulted me when I was burying death." Michael wept. "I have nothing now," he whispered. Sarah nodded. "I know," she said. "I was there once." She did not shout. She did not boast. She did something far stronger. She forgave him, but she did not take him back. "You may see your son," she said. "You may learn to be better, but you will never again be my husband." Michael felt both relief and loss. In Africa, forgiveness heals the soul, but wisdom protects the future. As Michael walked away, smaller than he had ever been, Sarah looked up at the sky. "Daddy," she whispered, "your lessons live on." Her son laughed in her arms, and somewhere, far beyond human eyes, the ancestors smiled, because the story was never about Michael's fall. It was about a woman who learned her worth. And in Africa, when a woman knows her worth, even kings must bow.